What y'all doing out there in TV land, man? If you ain't tuned into Kofi's universe, you slipping. That's why I go get all my info for black culture. He do the best album reviews I seen. You know what I'm saying? Dope rap reaction videos. He do it all. You heard me? Go to Kofi's universe right now. Subscribe to his YouTube channel. Man, stay in tune, loved one. That's how it's happening. Me.
YouTube salute. Jim Jones addresses Cameron's claim that Mano put hands on him and says he wrote on every Cameron album. New to my channel, thumbs up the video. Hit that sub button, click that bell icon to be notified when I upload new content and go live. So let's listen to this clip from Jim Jones. He was on Way Up with Angela Yee podcast.
Mano, you got into it too. Somehow your name came up.
Oh, man.
I was like,
damn, yeah, they dragged my man Maine into it and all that. Like, they was wild on this shit. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, listen, the thing is this.
What'd they say about you again?
They talked about when me and him had our disagreements or whatever, right? When we didn't know each other and we didn't like each other, right? And I clarified that, and my whole thing was that his initial issue with me was over Cam to begin with. Right?
Okay.
Because I came out with a lot of energy and I was saying what I wanted to say, right? But what I told him down in Atlanta is that we could have been adversaries, but figured out that it was better as allies. So that's what happened. Nothing happened.
Right.
Nothing never happened.
I also think that's a good example for people.
Yeah, 100%. That should be commended. Black men coming together, that should be saluted.
You got idiots like that are trying to change the narrative on what should be saluted. You know, because they never been inside, they never been in situations like that.
These way worse could have been. Like that should be saluted. That should be looked at as like that's something to do, because when you as much as we talk about,
I could name a million times.
Yeah.
Nothing. Right here, you heard?
Yeah, 100%.
You dig?
Yeah,
I'm for my life, you heard? For my life, nigga. Right here. Nothing. You heard? I got for my life. Back up, nigga. You heard? So when niggas be seeing footage, nigga, that was my job. You heard? I didn't expect it, nigga. So I took the job. You understand what I'm saying? That was my job, nigga. I did that because that's what I needed to do to get the fuck out where I was at, nigga. I knew the position I took. You heard? Everything was about what I needed to get done at the end of the day, man. But these niggas ain't built for it, and they know what I'm built for, you heard? And God bless me, he had his hand on me this whole journey of mine, you heard? Because I really escaped some shit unscathed. You heard?
And I think the also misperception was that you started rapping way later, but you actually were on Cameron's first album.
I helped him write every one of his albums. Every one of his albums. From his first album to maybe up to the album he did after Diplomats. Like Come Home With Me, his album he did on...
You was on the first one. Me,
I was on all of his
my
albums.
moms, and Jimmy, right? Yeah.
You heard? And I always knew how to rap, but I just didn't know how to rap good. But I always knew how to, the bars, I always knew, you dig? I knew how to, you dig? So it was like, but yeah, I helped that man write all his music. And I commend him for figuring out how to do something else. I mean, they doing sports shows and shit like that. Cool. They always been comedians and shit like that. You dig? They never really been in the turf like that. Like, I'm happy for them. They get into a bag, stay to your bag. You heard? You getting so much money, then you shouldn't be concerned about nothing else. You shouldn't be worried about nothing else, especially not me. Please, leave me out your mouth. You heard? Other than that, I'm cool. Yeah, I feel good, though. But, like, I just want to tell people that's not what this is all about, man. Like, I'm happy to be where I'm at, you know what I mean? Like, people be like, yo, don't bite the fan and feed you. He never fed me. I fed myself. You heard? I'm not his artist. That was my partner.
Right.
You did?
Everybody's an independent asset.
You know what I mean? It's deeper than that. That was my partner. Like, people get it twisted. Like, that was my partner. Like, we was in that shit together. Like, you did.
All right, check out the full interview on Angela Yee's podcast, y'all. First and foremost, I'm happy that he addressed the situation between him and Mano. He said that it's better for them to be allies and adversaries. I do agree. I want to see more black men unite, not at the detriment of you have to tuck your tail. If you can let bygones be bygones, cool, I'm all for it. I'm all about black unity. I'm all about African pride. That's what I stand for, y'all. Trust me. But I ain't with the bullshit and the nonsense when somebody got to kiss somebody's ass. It ain't about that. That's the first thing. But he spoke on that he was I don't want to say gunner, but he was the security for Dipset, like that rugged dude, the dude you go get from the projects, the set, like they go put hands on somebody when the shit crack off, and so this person gonna put hands on somebody. They with the shits. They with the shits. They ready to get busy. They ready to put some heads down. Like not like literally shoot somebody, but like, oh yeah, if we got to get it cracking out here, we're gonna get it scrapping. We're gonna be scrapping. So he basically trying to say that Cameron is a bitch. He ain't about that life. He ain't no real dude. That's how I'm taking this. He ain't saying that, but I'm taking that. He's saying that Cameron had to come get me because he needed some real goons around because he didn't have no real goons to walk with. Yeah, whatever. I don't believe that. Last but not least, he wrote on every Cameron's album, from Confessions of Fire, from Sports, Drug, and Entertainment, Come Home With Me, Purple Haze. So you wrote on all those albums. I don't know if I want to believe that, Jim. Nah, that don't seem true to me. Cam can spit. I do like Cam. Cam can always spit. Now, I'm not sitting here and say you didn't say, oh yeah, put that bar right there. That bar fits on that verse, or maybe you told him to take away a certain word or something, replace it with something. I can see that because that happens all the time in the studio sometimes with rappers if they get, some advice from their colleagues or their inner circle. I can see that. Don't get me wrong. As far as you saying you wrote on all his albums, but then you say keep my name out your mouth, you and Mace, but you talking about him. Both of y'all talking about each other. So I ain't giving nobody no pass about that. Even if he is talking about you, you can just say, you know what, I don't even want to talk about this dude. I'm not even gonna waste my energy. More props to him, but let's just move on and change the subject. So to me, you still have a nasty taste in your mouth when it comes to Cameron, because he basically said Cameron, called him out about the Mano situation, yada yada yada, called him out by being a fake blood, all these type of things he said about Jim. Then he said that, I'm independent. I was never his worker. He was never my boss. We worked together. Yeah, y'all all was signed on Rockefeller Records. Jim was signed to Koch Records for his solo deal. But yeah, nobody wants to be somebody employee, have somebody over you. I don't care who you are. But I'm not agreeing or disagreeing with what he's saying. I'm just putting that out there. Y'all let me know what you think. Do you think Jim Jones wrote on every Cameron album? Post your comments below. Smash Black Panther the like button. Subscribe to my channel. Click the bell icon to be notified when I upload new content and go live. If you want to support, donate to the channel. I have Patreon, Zelle. Everything's in the description. Till next time, salute.